putting up a bit of a display for us right now. Like the Phoenix, he's expecting to come back from this. You know, after getting kicked down so very, very hard in that last one, we can see that, you know, Matt is not at all deterred. Jerry Bentley in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. You remember when Spec spent time at your house perfecting his skill? All right. Now, Spec going back to the new Teflon white mallet. Now that he bought himself a bit more time to experiment by taking a match or a set of his own. Whoa. Now, another beginning of a game where Spec actually takes the first position of the podcast we haven't been seeing for most of the... Oh, scoring on himself, an unfortunate start. Going back to the Teflon, he is lacking a lot of the same power that he did with the Black Mallet before. Now, Matt, once again, going back to his very methodical sort of play. Going off of the left wall there, going for the, you know, the shot of the week. I can appreciate that. He's trying something new at the very least versus the last match that he had before, but it looks like Spec is also taking a little bit of time to experiment, taking a straight.
We've got Matt's wife popping in the chat right now. And she said that she remembered one time when Spec went to their house and was perfecting his skills at their house because Matt has a table at his house. Ooh, that looked painful. Spec says, "Are you okay?" Matt says, "It hit me in the stomach." Of course I'm okay. But then Matt's wife says, "Husband, get to it." And he is submissive and complying right now.
Well, it's definitely showing for something. Despite him going back to his methodical sort of play, he's going for a lot of different shots at the very beginning of the shot, but he goes right back to his classic right wall over, still getting Spec. Spec taking a bit of time to experiment with the white mallet again now that he took a set off of Matt. As we're seeing, Spec is starting to get used to not only the dampening of the new material, but also the weight of it, as he's getting a lot more power back into his shots, which we didn't see in the very first set. Tries to go for the right wall bank again, but once again, that mallet is just exceptional in defense, able to catch it and steal it away so easily.
Oh no, lost a mallet. I don't know if lemon pepper can be considered a spice.
You know, I think it was a bit of a cheat answer, but I wasn't going to say anything at the time.
It had pepper in it, didn't it? He was like salt and pepper and lemon pepper and also garlic salt. He got the left wall. Matt is ahead now, only 1 point. I mean, it doesn't really get as closer than this. Spec only has one more game than Matt does.
No, that was a left wall over, so not our shot of the week. But Matt going for a couple of new things here, but he's leaving himself open to the cut, unfortunately. A very devastating shot that Spec's been taking against him all game.
Oh, the cross! And I mean, you can hear it. You can hear Spec's reaction. Oh no, it's shot immediately back!
Spec does not want to let Matt take a bit of a lead here. He wants to keep those points as close as possible, and honestly, that's what we're all here for. Oh, but Matt said no thank you.
It is now game point to 5. This game has just been back and forth. Oh, right wall over!
And we are back to 6-6.
Oh, and Spec gets possession. Timeout. I calls a timeout. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
They know what's at stake here. Big smiles from both contenders here, though.
Oh no, he didn't do it. He'd have to do it while he'd have possession.
Hey,
yeah, he did it. He did it. Oh yeah, I called it. Called it. Where's that? There it is. Timeout. Right.
Nothing that either player do they consider unfair or cheating or unnecessary. You know, both very. Oh, Spec looking a little bit twitchy in his moment of experimentation.
Oh no, Matt, let's go possession. This is Spec's chance to win this game.
But Spec lacking a lot of that power that he wants from the Black Mallet.
Matt needs to set this up. He needs to take his time. Okay, he's taking his time. He's setting it up. Almost does it again.
You could hear the sigh of exasperation from both competitors.
Gets back with possession.
So, no, if that was against the Black Mallet, that would have bounced right back off into
forehand for the win again. Oh man, it's that 6-7. That's what that is. You know,
you can see the tension in Matt's face as this happens, and then just the exasperation.
Spec throws up arms. Matt ruffles his eyebrows.
Now the competitor is joking, you know, having known each other for very long. Even the ref knows, you know, the little shenanigans with the timeout earlier. But back to being serious. Now, Spec actually not going for the far back as he did before, but it doesn't matter because he's able to retake possession anyway. Matt taking a very, very neutral stance here. Oh, but he takes a point from leaning forward, a complete different stance change from Spec himself. But Matt with the possession, as we've seen, this is where Matt shines the most. Oh. Now, it's very hard to play around a mallet that with such shock absorption.
Oh! Matt, that may have been over, but then it hits Spec. Oh, man, I don't know if... Yeah, I don't think that was going to be an actual goaltending shot.
Well, we can see in the replay what happens here.
I don't think so.
We didn't catch it. That's fine.
I was bad. Shame on me. Bad llama. Sometimes I watch it too closely and forget to hit the button until it's too late.
Oh! That being said, he regains possession, so he can try as many times as he wants, so long as he can keep it up.
Goes for that left wall. Yeah, left wall off goal.
I'm guessing right wall over.
Probably hoping. Yep, there it is.
There
right
it was
wall
when you
over.
missed
There
it.
you go. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting. Oh! Beautiful chase shot in transition from Spec.
Yeah.
You can see how it's moving forward and he just barely touches it, and that's all it's needed. That's the interference defense.
Now, chat is correct. We can definitely tell that Matt is getting a little bit cerebral here.
I mean, it does show that he's being a little more cocky, though. He's feeling like he's going to win this game, and so he's now switching to the white mallet, showing that he's going to, practice more with it. Beautiful shot, by the way.
Not only does he have the game right now, but he's up 3-0, so I definitely don't blame him for thinking so, but let's just see if he gets punished for it. And when he is punished for it, as I expect that he will be, like so...
Right wall under...
I wonder if we're going to see him go back to the black mallet. Oh!
Immediately return. Spec has a commanding lead. If he wins this, it's the problem is that like right now, this may be
barely as much power.
This may be the tipping point. So if Spec wins this one, then Matt's going to be looking at. Oh no, there it is, 5-1. Matt's going to be looking at a massive uphill battle of trying not only to win 4 games in a row.
Oh, unfortunate. With a lot less drift, less setup.
I mean, that's why they work. I've noticed that we call them garbage shots. If it hits the wall twice, if it hits a wall like 2 or 3 times, they call it jungle.
Beautiful straight from Matt.
Yeah, nice cross.
Matt
but
wanting to.
The jungles usually work on Matt. They call it jungle shot or garbage shot, where it like hits too many walls, and so maybe that's why its Spec serves. They're doing so great.
Matt wanting to close that gap as soon as possible.
He's trying to freeze out Matt. He's trying still puck. We call this still puck when the puck basically stops, and there it is. And you see how that worked? Because it's moving so slow, and it causes a person to almost flex too hard and not react fast enough, because he's the tension basically.
Well, you got as much of a record to keep as these guys now, apparently.
I do. My reputation of knowing when Matt's gonna call a timeout is precious to me. Oh, goes for an off speed. It was very slow.
You can see Matt shaking his head at losing possession there, but having regained it.
Sets up a shot.
Oh!
Spec sets up with a push and gets it with a push shot. You don't see those very often. Normally you break contact on somebody. He pushed it. You can see he's making contact. He keeps contact, then breaks contact, and then hits it. Very good. Awesome cut shot from Spec.
The sport that you are playing, no matter the game that you are playing, there is a mental game that comes from being behind, and that being said, it looks like Matt is letting it get to him a little bit, especially with Spec taking an opportunity to experiment and play around a little bit. But he does gain possession at the very beginning of this game, as he has been for most of it, not letting Spec actually get it this time. However, an unfortunate event for Spec.
I've asked a lot of pro players how much of the game is in your head versus in your arm. And they always, brand new players will say, it's all.
A beautiful left wall bank from Matt.
Good.
That was a left wall under, was it not?
It was.
That was a shot of the week.
That was a left wall under. Beautiful shot.
Another shot of the week going under Matt's belt. He wants to, boost his points a little bit here.
Basically, if you train your arm up, you're gonna win games.
Now, I'm a bit of a fighting game player myself, and it's actually kind of unreal how much of a difference that there is. I thought there was a lot of overlap in sports like air hockey versus something like that, but believe it or not, when it comes to a physical activity like this, you have to lend credit to your brain about how much your brain remembers without you thinking about it.
Right.
Muscle memory is a very real deal, and there's a lot of shots that these competitors know that they can take.
Matt sets it up. He's not doing so hot this round.
Oh!
There it is, beautiful.
Off of the left wall again, a left wall over.
Yeah, exactly, left wall over that time. Spec was blocking. You can see Spec's mallet goes to block the under, but he leaves the over wide open. Or not set point, I'm sorry, game point. Matt loses possession at a critical moment. Matt gets it back, goes for the under and gets it with a right wall over. It is now 6-6. Timeout
right.
call.
I'm not gonna be surprised if Matt calls it after this too.
I expected Spec to call it, so I was gonna wait. I thought it was gonna be the double timeout.
Was that not Spec that called it?
No, that was Matt that called it.
Oh, really?
All right, here we go. This could mean everything. This 1 point right here. Deflected right wall. Sets it up. Goes for the cross and nails it. It is now 3-0 in the last set. Oh, you can just see that he got Matt to pull out of the way.
Just that pop off from Spec and the deflation from Matt, you can tell that he's a little bit dejected. Matt hates when these matches are this close and he loses them, and honestly anybody would, you know.
It's true. I've always said I don't mind getting dominated, but if I lose when it's that close, it makes me so angry.
You know, for somebody like me though, you know, I'm always an advocate for having fun in the things that you do, but we actually see Spec going back to the, the white mallet here, knowing that he has the lead. He's not really that worried about taking the game, so I'm really hoping to see a lot more fun between the competitors today. You know, these are both not only good friends, but just absolutely spectacular opponents. Oh, possession goes to Matt, and he manages to retain it after almost losing it there. Setting up on the edge of my seat
Once
here.
again, first possession goes to Matt. I don't think Matt realized until...
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know if Spec realized, actually. I said, hey, this is a challenge. This is a possible challenge game right here.
Oh, my goodness. Matt is
2-0.
wants to close this gap as soon as possible.
Well, he has to. He's 7 points away from losing this entire match.
He's so serious, and Spec has a little bit more wiggle room than he does just to have fun with things. And I feel like when competitors are having, you know, fun with each other is when they shine best. But I think Matt is proving me wrong a little bit here. Spec doesn't gonna take that for very long. To retain
Spec
possession
going for, he's got Pearl Hammer now, and he's going for forehands and straight shots down the middle, but not a single person took him up on it. A free $1,000 that they won, and nobody took him up on it.
Oh, so, my goodness, Matt bringing everything to bear.
Right wall under, bringing it 4-0 right now. 5-0 with the left wall over.
Things are getting a lot more fun in here now. You know, despite a match that looks like it's absolutely dominating here, knowing that Matt is on the back foot here makes it just all the more exciting. Oh, an unfortunate goal from a very, very slow shot from Spec. Something that the Matt might actually, might unintentionally do, but even if it was unintentional, you know, it worked very well in Spec's favor there. Spec getting very tense with this defense. You can hear him exhaling and grunting over there like a tennis player.
He sets it up, goes for the left. Oh, it bounces off of the back of Spec's mallet. There was some, I don't know if you saw a second ago, but there was some white pieces on the table. It turns out that mallet is so soft, there was some pieces being taken out of it.
Yeah, as we saw between matches and before the match, that mallet actually has a bunch of small impact marks from the puck all around it just due to the softer material, which is why it works so well for a lot of these defensive plays. But
a lot of possession time. This is so important to air hockey. We're learning more and more about what possession time does. Yep, there it is. That's what possession time does. It makes the other player anxious, and it starts getting them out of place. The longer you have it, the more anxious your opponent gets generally because they want it back. They want that shot, right? He wants to just close out this game. Spec gains possession again, and then goes for the forehand and nails it.
Are we going to see a timeout here?
I think Matt's going to leave it to 5. There it is.
The game. Closing that gap just a little. Giving possession to Spec, but Spec gives it up. Once again, Matt takes the early possession, which is where he shines the most. Defensively against Spec is where he seems to struggle, but now that Spec is playing back with old reliable, Matt has to change his whole mentality here. Once again, not only exhausting for the person using two completely different mallets, but gotta be
left wall over.
Spec can start going for a lot of these faster power shots. If there's anybody that has the opportunity to close out a match, it's going to be Spec. And like I mentioned earlier, you know, Spec only really needs to win one more game, and Matt needs to win every game from here. Yeah, you were talking about how much possession actually matters in this game.
Really
being able to retain all, you know, 7 seconds.
Left wall over, but it was off speed. You see how he didn't hit it at full force?
Something that he's actually able to get away with now that Spec is back to playing with the Black Mallet. The Black Mallet does not have the same shock absorption properties to it, and even just this littlest hit against that thing can send it flying back over to Matt's
just like
side.
right there. He should have been able to stop that shot, but it bounces back. They just say instead of hitting it at 100%, you're hitting it at maybe 95%, 98%.
One of those things that Spec was teaching me when I was learning air hockey for the first time, of course, is that the speed of the puck actually doesn't matter because the angle will always be the same. So when you're learning angles, you start shooting slower. So a lot of these competitors, they're able to get away with getting these slower shots, even if it's not much slower. In the moment, it's such enough of a difference that they know they can hit the angle, but they can play around the opponent's guard.
Right. But backing into this game here, it's at 2-1. Matt is up in this game here. He would need to win this game plus 2 more.
Right,
but he's on a good track right this second. Spec immediately loses possession. After this game, I suspect Spec is going to go back to the white mallet if he loses this. Now that the white mallet seems to be the better mallet for him.
Spec, knowing very well that he only has to win one more game, is giving himself a little bit more room to go for these crazy aggressive plays.
Fantastic play right there. Blocked and immediately hit back into a cross.
And that's one of the most stylish things about air hockey, these charges.
Defect, if you will, is that I like to be
right
up
charge
at the line.
Sickness like I do?
I do have it, but but it also gives me the best adrenaline rush, and
it
I
really
love
does.
it.
You know, when it works, nothing feels better.
I've said this before. If I'm up at the line and somebody scores on me, I don't really care. I don't mind losing that point. But if I'm back at my goal blocking, no. That's the problem of that mallet 100% is that they just bounce right off of it. You see how that bounced clean off and into his own goal?
You know, I'm not disagreeing with you. If that Matt takes this game off of Spec, I would not be surprised to see Spec go back to the other one.
And you know that. And so when you score on yourself,
for the first time in a while, we're actually seeing a bit of, I don't want to call it panic, but a bit of disruption in Spec's face, who often has such a calm and collected demeanor. We can tell that he's finding these moments of frustration. I mean, you can hear it in our commentator booth, too. Every time something like that's happening, both of us, well, mostly just me. Probably a lot more impressive to me than most people.
Switch of mallet.
All right, puck is
He
back
called
in
a
play.
timeout while the puck was still in Matt's goal, which is legal, but it does use his one timeout. Ooh, he almost went over the line. Not only can he can't hit the puck when the puck's over the line, but he also can't have his mallet fully go over the line either.
Now, Spec recovering from his own shots is also scary when he takes these off shots, but he manages to close the gap. Everything is on the line here.
That
you can see.
cut! Spec is now only 2 points away from closing out this whole challenge match. Matt is 2 points away from pushing this into another game. Oh, and there it is. Now it is challenge. It's match point. Match point
Matt
to 5.
needs to make every goal from here to make this count.
I don't know if there's enough TikTok baby videos. Oh, it's now 6-6. It's game point, match point.
And that just goes to show you that chemistry in the table can really affect the crowd as well, as it almost feels like we're there at the table instead of them.
Possession. It is now. This could be it. Goes for the right wall over. Goes for the
difficult
left
to regain
wall
possession.
over. All he needs to do is get this 1 point, and then he has another chance at this whole match. Goes for the right wall, loses possession. Spec sets it up.
Are we going to see a timeout last second?
Oh, off goal. He loses possession, though, on an off goal that he made himself.
You know, that's one of the difficulties with this mallet is making those off goals. You have to really know your angles for that one because, you know, the lightest tap, if, you know, Matt deflects him even slightly, recovering with that black mallet is so difficult. However, it goes
Matt
back to
loses
Spec.
possession. This could be it. This could be the entire match right here.
Matt knows it.
Spec sets it up. Goes for the forehand. Oh, no. Matt's been weak to that. He goes for the forehand again. I'm assuming. Here it comes. Nope. Right.
Are we going to see a cross here?
I don't think my cardiologist is going to like this very much. This is too much. He goes for the forehand. Oh, it's deflected. But he keeps possession. And there it is! A forehand for the final point. Closing out this challenge match. Very close games. Oh,
Excellent
man.
display for both competitors. You know, it just goes to show that, you know, people like us that are in the commentators booth or in the crowd, how easy it is to put ourselves in the shoes of these competitors when there's so much tension between them. Feel the energy behind both of those hands being thrown up in the air for victory.
Oh, man, look at how close. I mean, it's crazy how close this was to the first set where Spec only won one game, and the last set, Matt only won one game, and then the second set, Matt didn't win any. You know, you can see a clear victor in this one. However, the games were extremely close. Look how many 6-7 games there were. There were so many on there. All right, let's go out there and go to the couch. How do you feel about beating your teammate? What did your
just like every other games I play with them.
You're just gonna take that?
Recently, yeah. I mean, you know, it's
All the challenge matches I've gone against them, I've always won
recently.
That
As
being
you
said,
said.
though, Matt, spectacular show.
Matt did play very good.
In the spectators
Really
booth, you
good.
couldn't hear us, but every time that possession would go over to Matt, we're just holding that breath
Yeah.
the entire time. We're just sitting there tense, almost blue in the face.
The amount of right wall overs you did, you really missed out the week before when that was a shot of the week. There was you
that
did
being
so
said, though,
many
those
right wall
lefts
overs.
near the end there really took a lot of points.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't adjust to the left walls. He started doing left walls, and I don't know why he doesn't do the left walls a lot.
I agree. His left wall overs were nailing you.
I didn't adjust fast enough.
All right, we're going to go ahead and end off the stream. We'd like to thank our sponsor again, Ruth Kamichek. We want to thank all of you guys for coming out today to watch this game. Really thanking all of you for supporting us. It's been an amazing adventure, and we just love to see the growth that's happening. So thank you for sharing this. Thank you for subscribing. And congrats to Spec for holding the line. An amazing job, Matt. You did an amazing job with your play. I'm glad I wasn't playing against you with the types of shots that you were being.